guys, my name is Megan, and today I've got some of my recent favorite asexual books for you. Alright, so today we're talking all about some of my recent favorite asexual books, and I'll go into more detail with each book of what kind of representation is in it, so let's go ahead and just dive right in. Alright, so first up is going to be Vespertine. This has aro ace representation, so that's aromantic asexual representation. So this is a high fantasy following basically a nun that takes care of the dead at the monastery where she lives, and there are ghosts and spirits haunting the whole world because of some supernatural magical mishap. So these spirits are, they range from like those that are harmless to ones that will kill you when they touch you. And one day their monastery is attacked, and this nun grabs a reliquary that contains the bones of a saint that has been possessed by one of the strongest spirits or ghosts that has ever lived. And basically she and this revenant ghost bond, and they go out and fight other ghosts, but also they're looking for the cause that is stirring up all the ghosts and making them angry. And if you're looking for books that have like religious undertones or just straight up religious mixed with fantasy and magic, this is the book for you. And it doesn't have any romance at all. Next up I have Time to Shine. This is one of my more recent favorite hockey romances. This is following two hockey players. One is a goalie that has been called up to be a replacement for the goalie that is out on an injury, and he is rooming with one of the other younger players on the team, and they start bonding and they have a really great friendship. And the other player is very out and loud and proud bisexual, and he is very, very, very interested in the goalie replacement who is asexual or demisexual, and just the way that they bond is so cute. And like their friendship, like they have a really, really solid friendship that they build a relationship on top of. And it's just such good representation, but also like if you like hockey romances, this is one to check out. Next up I have A Taste of Gold and Iron. This is one of my favorite romantasy or fantasy romance books. Alright, so this is following Kedu, who is the prince. He's also very like painfully shy and introverted, and his sister is the sultan and she just had a baby, and Kedu is just trying to keep things together while she's recovering from that, and then things start going wrong almost immediately. There's a break-in at the Shipbuilders Guild, and there's counterfeit coins being brought into their country, but also these sisters' baby daddy is starting to bring all sorts of trouble to the court, and mostly to Kato, and he's turning towards his bodyguards to lean on as they're his friends. And his newest bodyguard, Evamir, is very much, I don't like you, but I'm going to do my job and leave me alone. And he's also on the asexual spectrum, and he gets very flustered by when the prince is flirting with him, but also he very much does not want the prince around anybody else because he is maybe developing just a teeny tiny bit of a relationship, and their relationship goes from, I'm just going to tolerate you and do my job, to a very slow burn, building up little by little through the whole book, and I don't even think they hold hands until like 60 or 70% of the way through the book. It's one of the best slow burn romances I've ever read, and it's also one of my favorite fantasy books, so this is definitely one to check out. Next up I have Savage Titans. So this is another hockey romance. This one is a little bit unhinged, so if you like the Necessary Evils series and All for the Game, it's like those two series had a love child, and it was a hockey romance with psychotic hockey players. And in this first book in particular, Alexei gives off demi-romantic vibes. It's not necessarily stated in the book, but he is very much giving demi-romantic vibes. So it's following Alexei, who is a hockey player who is a little bit psychotic and very much a bully, and he starts bullying Eli, who is this very soft-spoken, sweet art student, and Eli is just like, okay, I guess this is what's going on now. But they have a very strange relationship at first because Alexei's trying to bully him. Eli is just like, okay, whatever, doesn't really care. And eventually it leads to them having a relationship, and it's just really sweet. And like, this is just something a little bit different. Also, I've kind of fallen really hard in love with this series, so it's one that I would definitely recommend if you're looking for, like I said, psychotic hockey players. And then the last book that I have for this one is going to be Covenant This is such a good graphic novel series. This is following Ezra, who is an exorcist and a priest, and these priests get these magical powers from worshiping angels, and they are demon hunters, and they're also kind of having a difference of opinion with another church in how they deal with exorcising people of demons. And Ezra is also kind of having a crisis of faith. He does believe in his angels, and he actually has visions with them, and he talks to them, but also he's just like not sure if he believes in God. But they also have a new kind of mission because there's a demon that is not necessarily a demon that is walking around, and Ezra maybe falls in love with him. So it's one that I would highly recommend if you're looking for like religious horror, but also like with supernatural vibes. This is the one to go for. All right, so those are some of my recent favorite asexual books. Do you guys have any books with asexual characters you'd like to recommend? Let me know down below. If you guys like this video, don't forget the like button. If you haven't already but would like to, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you'd like to follow me on social media for more bookish stuff, check out the links down below. Alrighty, bye guys.